Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch on a Sunday morning. And as usual, my friends, drink it if you got it. Oh, that's good. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, I can do away with the banner while we wait for people to come in and fade out the music using my improving right hand. Little by little. Oh, how y'all doing this morning? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Before we start, happy Father's Day. I imagine most of the men out there are fathers. Not all. But to those of you who are fathers, I sincerely hope your children make you feel special today. And for those of you that still have fathers or grandfathers or even great-grandfathers who are still living, I know it. A lot of people consider these holidays silly, but make them feel special. Make them feel special. So happy Father's Day. Also today, I see we have a birthday boy. A birthday boy. And Peter. Happy birthday, Peter. I think, it's just my memory here, but I think that I saw you were 63. Is that correct? 63 years old. Happy birthday, Peter. Happy birthday. 2 more years. I think, does anybody know what the official accepted age to basically be an old fart in this world? I would imagine is going to be around 65. Getting there, Peter. Getting there. Join the club pretty soon. Pretty soon. Let me take a second. It is Father's Day. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if you decided to buy this father a cup of coffee. So thank you for that. I put the link in the chat. I appreciate all your support, guys, in every way. In every way. Thank you. Thank you in advance. So got that out of the way. I do have some show notes. I have some show notes today. Just some things I wanted to mention. It is Sunday, but I have no guests today. I like these guests on Sunday. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up. That's okay. But next Sunday, make sure you're here. It's going to be very, very much fun when Lori is here with us. So look forward to that next Sunday. And if you think you'd like to come home with me Sunday, I promise I won't be mean to you. Honest. You have nothing to be ashamed of. It's great. It's not an interview. You're not on the spot. It's a visit. So many of the people that we have come in on our private community panel would make great guests on a Sunday morning. So come on, guys. See if you can't step up. See if you can't step up. We all would love to see you. We'd love to see you. Congratulations to the Old Guy Carnivore channel. I hit 44,000 followers. Wow, wow, wow. Yesterday, 44,000. I don't know what it is now. Hope it hasn't sucked back. When you first hit these milestone things, it goes, because it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. You go, it says 44,000 subs. You go, yay. Then you look a half hour later, 39,998 subs. You go, oh. And you look a half hour later, it's 44,001 subs. You go, yay. And that goes on for a couple hours before it finally decides. Right now, I'm at 44,017 subscribers. So unless I do something to really, really alienate you guys, make you hate me, want you to die for that unsubscribe button, I'm probably at this point safely in the 44,000 range. It doesn't go up very, very fast unless for some reason I hit one of these almost viral superstar videos. The last one of those that I hit was the beef stew, the stew meat. I think I gained 1,500 subscribers from that video. I should take a lesson from that. That shows me that the videos that I make about cooking that are cheap and require the least amount of time seems to do best. The only problem is, how many different videos like that can I come up with and still remain carnivore? The food videos are always very popular. And if I was keto, the subjects would be endless for me. I could come up with 10 different ways to make pizza that's keto, but none of it is carnivore. Most of it is addictive or triggers addictions, so it doesn't work. But occasionally, one of them goes. I get a kick in the pants when it comes to sub numbers. I'm never going to have millions of subs. I've resigned myself to that, but I'm proud and thankful for all of you that have decided to follow me, and especially those of you that come in here with me in the morning, the Mitch Fits. You're the best. Here's to you. And happy Father's Day. And my phone is going off, and somebody bought me a coffee. Jane, thank you. Jane bought me a coffee. I appreciate that, Jane. She says, happy Father's Day, Mitch. Thank you so much. All right, we'll check back in a little while and see how that's going. Let's see. I think that's all the announcements I have. I hope you've been following me with my carb cycling, never mind videos. I'm going to give you a little update on that first. I'm on my day five of just decaf. Not only just decaf, but not a lot of decaf either. Yesterday, I ended up having a total of 2 cups. One little change that I've made, compliments of something I saw Andrew Huberman say years ago. Some of these things stick with you. Was that don't drink your coffee till you've been up and awake for an hour or 2. Hydrate yourself in the morning. Drink water with electrolytes. Hold the coffee off until your body actually has a chance to awaken with its natural routines. Your sugar gets a bump for the dawn effect, certain hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, the things that make you more alert, get you going. And his point was throwing caffeine on top of that just screws up the normal waking up process. So I hadn't been doing that. Like most things, you hear 10,000 different things that you're supposed to do and why. I would get up and head right for the coffee pot. I made a concession to it by having my first cup of coffee being just decaf, but I decided I can wait till 8:30. So I got up at about 6 o'clock this morning, so I waited 2.5 hours. And I think it was a good idea because so far this morning, and I can't judge by one day, but so far this morning, after 5 days with no caffeine, I have what I consider a normal to better amount of energy and mental clarity. No lightheadedness, which is how that low energy kind of manifests itself. And I feel pretty good this morning. Now, there's nothing unusual about that because in the morning is when you usually feel good. And I'm trying in this experiment to figure if it is the caffeine that makes me feel good or something else I'm doing. And when I don't feel good, that's worse. Then I panic and say, what the hell do I need to do? And that's what brought all this on. I'm not finished with this. This is a long-term project, I think. I would be tickled to death if I just felt like $1 million after a week without caffeine. That would be so telling. The last time before my stroke that I quit coffee for 30 days completely, it was an experiment to see if I'm indeed addicted to the caffeine, whether the caffeine was giving me all the energy I had and not carnivore. It made, like so many people say, it made no difference back then. But the stroke brought my energy levels down to a threshold amount of energy that is much more sensitive, I guess. The difference that staying off of caffeine will make now might be very, very telling, even though somebody that's got more energy than they know what to do with, the caffeine may not be doing anything to you that's noticeable. I'm not going to recommend that anybody drink coffee, don't drink coffee, eat a small amount of carbs, don't even be carnivore. I try not to shame anybody or recommend anybody into doing anything. Again, I only tell you what I'm doing, what it's doing to me, and you might consider that in your decisions. There's just too many differences among us. Really, really. Well, Sunday morning, June what is it? It is the 5th. No, it is, yes, June the 15th. June is halfway gone. Wow. How does that happen? It's almost summertime. In less than a week, we will be at, and I can't believe this, the longest day of the year. And we will start the slow decline to the shortest day of the year, which is December 21st. We were just there. All of a sudden, maximum daylight in less than a week. I like maximum daylight. I like that. And then we got to deal with the daylight savings time thing again, coming up pretty soon. I say pretty soon, it's November, but the way things are going, that'll be like tomorrow. Lady June, thank you for the coffee and good evening. Going to bed soon was the first one in last night. Sandy Blythe was here last night, says, yay, Smoothie. Smoothie says, enjoy your evening. See you later. Mandy Meadows chimed in last night. Mary M. chimed in last night. Peter, I don't know, maybe after a few too many drinks, instead of saying looking forward to tomorrow's show, say glooming forward to tomorrow's show. Maybe he meant to say something there, but I think it was a typo. Rick. There you go. See you tomorrow. And B, Rick, don't you feel special here? You are. And B says hello to us until tomorrow. And then says, good night, Terry Sue says, good night. Lady June chimed in this morning at 12:06 a.m. here. Well, it's morning for her. And Gary, this is funny. Gary Nuslow, hey everybody, if I don't make it in the morning, it's because I got arrested protesting no queens at the Gay Pride Parade. How politically incorrect of you, Gary. B81 Mac got that reference. You like that. He says, up late tonight, but hope to see you all in the morning. There's always a replay. Yeah, the morning is fine. Jemmett is here. Check in at 10 p.m. on the West Coast, going to bed tired. All right. Hope we'll see you this morning. Leslie, see you in the a.m. and at 3:39 in the morning. Lori chimed in, Insomniacs Unite. Mike Seeley at 4:46. Greetings from Tampa Bay. He's an early riser. John Beatty Art 557 on the East Coast. Daytona Beach. Hi, John. How are you? Happy Father's Day. Wayne Herman, happy Father's Day to Mitch and all the Misfit fathers from Lake Gaston, North Carolina. Morning to you. Mike Seeley, Senior, chimed in from Melbourne, Florida. And let me take this time to remind you, make an announcement that we are going to have a meetup Wednesday, July 2nd, here in Melbourne. It'll be an adventure for me and will be probably the first time I'm out of the house and eat in a restaurant since before my stroke. I would love anybody that can make it to come and join me and help me celebrate the occasion, because it will be a monumental one for me. I'll have a camera there and we'll at least try to document a little of it. Great place to eat lunch. If you can make it to Melbourne, Florida, July the 2nd, love to see you. RSVP to me at OldGuyCarnivore@gmail.com. Don't let this scare you away. Peter is going to be there. Just kidding, Peter. And Mike Seeley Jr. and Sr. And I'm sure that Mike will let the whole crowd, Kiltz, Nelson, and everybody else know that it's going on. So, Mike, I'm sure you'll let them all know, and maybe some of them will come. Kiltz came to the last one we had, and it was a riot. So we'll see, but it's going to be fun. Nonetheless, it'll either be a nice little party or an intimate little dinner among friends or lunch among friends. Either way, I'm going, and I'm going to enjoy it. So thank you. And thank you, Mike Seeley Jr., for all the organizational efforts that you put into making these things work. Sandy Blythe says, 52 more minutes, and Carnivore Police is here. Good morning and happy Father's Day to you, Rick. Quack time in 25 minutes. Rick has got me on the quack train. Got me on the quack train. How could that happen? Yes. Smoothie 420. Good morning. Mention all the Mitch fits and Target. Prime Rib Thomas. Good morning, Thomas. How the hell are you, man? Good to see you. I don't know if you're a father or not, but happy Father's Day anyway. Peter says, good morning, Mitch. It's up there. 63, right? I'm taking his walk. And it is a gorgeous morning. I've been outside already this morning. Got a little sun. Love it. Love this time of year, too. Even though it gets hot every day, I don't care. And Peter is thanking everybody for saying happy birthday to him. Lori says, happy Father's Day, Mitch, and all the wonderful Carnivore fathers here this morning. I'll second that. Grace Lily is here with a happy Father's Day message. Good to see you. And we're at 8:27. Gary Noslow says, I don't think Peter's a father. I don't know, Peter. Do you got any kids that we don't know about? You got any kids that maybe you don't know about? Meetitudes. Hi, everyone. Happy Father's Day to you and Nikki W. Good morning, Nikki. How are you doing? Says happy Father's Day. And 1 minute to go at 8:29. Smoothie and Lori and Rick. And Rick again. And yes, sir. The winner this morning is Lily. Grace to Lily, 8:30. Greetings, Mitch, and all my fellow Misfits. Congratulations. Followed shortly by Don Schonger. Hiya, Don. Nikki. Tina Schweiger. Hiya, Tina. How the hell are you? Good to see you. Aaron is here. Booby Goats, good morning. Laurie is back. Bacon Baby is back. Rick is back after the bell. Mama Bear still at 8:30. Laurie again at 8:30. Gary at 8:30. And the first 8:31 is Peter. So we made it to the bell. Between all my rambling and, what else I got to do here? I ramble, pontificate, interact with you guys, say hi, while I wait for any questions or comments to come up that I need to deal with and maybe bring into the discourse. I did want to mention something to you guys. I mean, we're all hearing about this animal movie. Where did this come from? I mean, I've been hearing about Curry's movie for years. I never heard a word about this. And boom, it's being released already. And it appears it's going to be very well done. Did everybody swear to secrecy? Did all the carnivore doctors swear to secrecy? I don't know. It just, Adam, what is that? Showed up. It looks, and the reason I brought this up now is because they have released their official trailer. not just some preview clips, but an actual produced movie trailer. It's on YouTube. You can search animal movie or something like that, and you'll get to it. It's shown up on most of the usual suspects channels in a video they made talking about the trailer. I haven't seen the sad part, and I imagine a commentary on the things that I'm saying that nobody cares because nobody can get the word because I won't let them. That when I watched the trailer the other day, it had 6,000 views. Let that sink in. I don't know how many views it has today. Maybe I can look. Let me see. Go into YouTube here. YouTube. And search on animal movie. Animal movie trailer. Here it is. Here it is. Animal official trailer. It has 16,000 views. There it is, right there. 16,000 views. The official teaser trailer had 11,000 views. And that's it. Then comes another animal thing, which was made a year ago, which has millions of views. So there's another film named Animal, but it has nothing, I don't think it has anything to do with, it's an Indian, very foreign movie with subtitles. I don't think it has anything, it's a Michael Jackson. It's a Michael Jackson documentary. An Indian Michael Jackson documentary. He's got 113 million views. What does that tell you? Where are the minds of the human race? On healthy diet or on show business nonsense? And then but this is the two official from H2O Studios. And there's Anthony Chafee. Wow. And it says, in select theaters and on digital, June 20th. For millions of years, humans thrived as meat eaters. All right, Kelsey showed up. Look at that. So this is a pitch for carnivore, healthy eating, low carbs. Got all the same people in it. It looks to be very well done and very well edited. And I marvel at how nobody cares. 16,000 views. May sound like a lot. But how about compared to the 153 million views that the Michael Jackson thing called Animal got? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I keep telling you. You keep telling me that I'm a downer. My attitude is a bummer. But I don't hold out any hope for any of these documentaries to get any widespread play in any theaters or on any news anywhere outside of our community, which is good. 10, 20, 30,000 views. I hope I'm wrong, and I hate to come off pessimistic, but everybody gets so excited about these things. There are 10 or 20 of them already there, and they have been there for years. If we want to do anything about that, I don't think what we should be doing is making more documentaries. I think we should be figuring out ways to publicize the ones that are already there and tell the story. There's one from years and years and years ago called In Search of the Perfect Human Diet. It has nothing to do with carnivore or even keto, but it is. It tells the same story. Talks about ancestral diet. It was very, very well done. It was on Amazon Prime. It's still on YouTube. In Search of the Perfect Human Diet. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best documentaries. Most people never saw it, never heard of it. No, there's no money in the message. It's sad. There's no money in the message. There's no drugs to be sold. There's no addictive foods to be sold. There's no Pepsi and Coke to be sold. Nobody has any reason, because nobody cares that much about your health. Certainly the entire medical community doesn't care that much about your health. How can you expect everybody to rally around a movie that says, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat the other thing, this will kill you and here's why, that'll kill you and here's why. We have to figure some way, if we're going to make a dent in this thing, to not keep making these documentaries with the same people saying the same things that's already been out there for years and years and years. And the only audience for these things is us, our community. And we go, yay, we're saving the world now. We're not. That's just the reality of it. The most important, anybody can make any movie or write any book. I wrote a book, went nowhere. Nobody had any interest in promoting that. We have to figure out a way. I don't know what it is. I have an idea, but who knows if it'll work. But all the documentaries come up on the problem, and that is distribution and promotion. It costs a lot of money to promote something and get a teaser of some kind in front of the masses. The media is not going to do it. You're not going to see stories on the morning news. I like to call it cautious optimism. I like to be optimistic for every one of these things that comes out. But I'm willing to be disappointed. That is too negative, but if you want to do anything to help these things, you can only, unless you own some big public relations firm, you can just, and it's about all we can do. All those people that we have been talking to about carnivore in our spheres, all those people that think we're crazy, you can't get them to eat the carnivore lifestyle. Maybe you can get them to sit still for an hour or an hour and a half and watch the movie. That's what we should be doing with everybody we know. Is that going to get the message out to the world? No. But the movement is growing very slowly. This will maybe speed up the rate that it's going. And when Curry's movie comes out, do the same thing. Get out the zip ties. Get your family and friends. Strap them down to a chair. Make them sit through the movie. Then get out the wire cutters and cut the zip ties and let them free. Maybe even take them to Sam's Club to the meat department. That's reality, folks. It's fun to live in a fantasy world, but nothing is changing out there. Nothing is changing. I hope she doesn't mind. Tommy Vitarch sent me an email, and she told me about this cardiologist that she'd been gone to, because evidently she had 3 ablations, which is when they cauterize something in your heart. And this cardiologist was 45 years old and bragging that his LDL was only 70, as he recommended a statin for Tammy. He said that he takes statins, and she told me that he looked pretty fit, pretty good shape. 45 years old. You can take a statin when you're 45 years old. You won't suffer the effects of it till you get to be maybe 60 or 70, but if you don't have any of the side effects like muscle damage. But does he need to have a LDL of 70? He's probably hurting himself. But he's a young doctor, and he drank the Kool-Aid. So I wrote back to Tammy and I said, I can't give you advice. I don't know anything about you. I don't know what your cholesterol numbers are. I don't know what the ablation was about or what. And she answered me. She wrote me back, and she gave me her blood test results. I told her, your doctor is a quack. Your doctor. That sound effect should be played every time a picture of a doctor shows up, because that's basically what it is. Listen to this, folks. Listen to this. And I'm going from memory here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should go get. Let me get the email. Because this is too good. This is just too good. Hang on one second. Here it is. Okay. Total cholesterol, 302. Listen to this. HDL, 106. LDL, 180. Triglycerides, 59. A1C of 5.1. Do you know what that means? Do you know what her triglycerides, HDL to triglycerides ratio is a half, is 1/2. Anything below 2 to 1 is good. I've never heard of one where it's a 1/2 to 1. She might be, as far as her cholesterol balance, the healthiest woman on the planet Earth. And the heart problems she had are from AFib. And I don't think have anything to do with cholesterol at all. Why the hell would a cardiologist want to screw with those numbers? I told Tommy the guy's the quack. I mean, does that not piss you off? Does that not piss you off? I'm telling you, it does me. Somebody, how can we do something about that? How can we stop somebody from prescribing statins to this woman with cholesterol numbers like that? Some of the best I've ever heard. And we're not talking about an LDL of 400, 500. Not too many years ago, her LDL was considered normal. Industry has forced us to lower the numbers so that more and more people can be medicated. They do the same thing with diabetes. They came up with this whole pre-diabetes scam. You're either a diabetic or you're not. Wow, wow, wow. Well, some people have bought me some coffees. Let me say thank you. Let me say thank you. John Beatty bought me 5 coffees. Thank you, John. Says, Happy Father's Day, Mitch. Stay strong. Jerry Voitush bought me a coffee. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks. I hope you can make it to our meetup. Says, Happy Father's Day, Mitch. So thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. But I rant. I rage against the machine. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. The absurdity of their thinking and the damage they're causing, not to mention my own personal experiences, quite simply, just piss me off. There's no better way to say it than that. And you know me, I'm not into political correctness very good. Oh, I better get back to the chat. I am, holy crap, I didn't even get started yet. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to have to fly through this. Okay, here we have Lori. Says old fart is 70. Okay. All I know is, by any metric, I am an old fart. Yeah, a lot of happy Father's Day and happy birthdays. The chat is going crazy here this morning, and we have 147 people here. Wow, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. You chimed in here to see if I'm killing myself with carbs. Bob will blow my top from being pissed off at the medical community. Whatever the reason you're here. Welcome, and I hope I'm managing, if nothing else, to entertain you all. Because if something you're watching isn't entertaining, it becomes very boring. Kathy says, "Yay, Mitch." I don't know why she was yaying him out, but Peter is rank number 1. It's my birthday, so that's okay. Okay, Peter. And B is number 1 now. How'd you let that happen, Peter? How did you let Aunt B edge you out? Danny in Boston's here. How you doing? Good to see you. You know, Mitch, I would love to come on and get out a wonderful time this week, but I think others should come on before that. Well, Thomas, if I don't, I'll keep you as a backup. I could have brought you on today, but anytime you want. As long as I don't have them lined up, and they're not lining up. Peter says, congrats on 44,000 subs. Thank you. Thank you. That and $5.50 will buy me a cup of coffee at any Starbucks. Charles Robark, White Jr. needs to come in. That's Peter. Peter, you come on with me. Don't be shy. I'll be kind, honest. Francine Bourgeois here. Hi, it's Francine. Good Sunday, Mitch. Happy Father's Day to all the male community. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am all the way up to 837 in the chat. Question, Mitch. When is your next cooking video? Peter, I have no idea. Maybe pretty soon. I think of something I want to cook right now. Maybe I'll do a short video and talk and show you how easy it is to make those and how good they are. Those frozen burger patties from Sam's Club. I've been loving them. So that'll probably be my next video. With thanks to Jerry Voitush for telling me about them. Great. I don't know how many people will be excited to click on a video about a frozen burger patty. I'll try to make it sound exciting. Speaking of Jerry, good morning from Ponte Vedra Beach. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. Laurie loves me. Well, thank you, Laurie. We're looking forward to next Sunday. Guess what? 11 thinks he's the best. Okay, who am I to argue? Let's see. I'm going to try to get through this volume of chat that's going on here. Wow, wow, wow. It's so many birthdays. So many birthdays are happening, and Father's Day, everything else, just generating a lot of chat, which is very, very gratifying to see. Marla Kelly is here. Hi, Marla. How are you? Marie. Hi, Marie. How are you? I'm trying to say hi to people that video. Vicky. Studio 190 Creations. I'm on day 21 of Zero Coffee. How's it working out for you, Vicky? Have you gotten over the caffeine withdrawal? I'm in my 5th day, and I think I'm feeling a lot more energy this morning than I have been. I've been feeling like crap since I started doing this. A lot of that is the stroke. But this morning, no lightheadedness. That's how you can tell when you stand up and you get just a slight little bit lightheaded. And it affects your balance too. But today, my balance seems great. I've been wide awake since I got up. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because I don't care. I drink the coffee if it's decaffeinated or not. It still tastes the same to me. Same experience. It's just without the drug. I don't know if I'm addicted to the drug or it's just a habit, but either way, I enjoy it. I want to have it. Okay, I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the conversation between you guys, but I'm going to look for the questions. Nobody says 1/2 a year over already. I know. Brenda McIntyre says 67 years young feels like 30. Yes, it does. It does. And even after my stroke, I still feel a hell of a lot younger than 78. Solar Dare. Good morning, Mitch. Myself from Canada. Well, thank you. We're still got a lot of happy Father's Days and happy birthdays going on. Take me a while to get through all this. Fortunately, pretty much have nowhere to go and all day to get there. So if it goes overtime, who cares? As long as you're here, stick around. I may have to take a little bathroom break pretty soon, but we could do that if we have to. You don't need me. I give you my be right back screen and well, speaking of that, you guys, you like my new backdrop today. What do you think? This is more of a urban, downtown type of coffee shop setting. Show it to you big, so you can see it big. See that over there on the on my left is on your right. There's the coffee cups and things like that, and that's kind of, I think it was kind of nice, and it is blurred out. They call that effect in photography bokeh, B-O-K-E-H, bokeh, and lenses will do that in low light if they have a low enough aperture for you photography buffs, and that has become an artsy way to take pictures, especially portraits. So when you put your phone, if you have it, in one of these portrait modes, it blurs the background on purpose to give you this look, bokeh look. It is still there, and you know what it is, but because it's fuzzy or blurry, it makes you focus on the main subject who's in focus. So I like that. I like that. I found that graphic on the internet, and it's royalty and copyright free, so I can use it. Just a little tech talk. We have everything here. We have everything. It's your one-stop shop for trivia. Terry Sue says, good morning. Good morning, Terry Sue. How are you? And rolling through it. Terry says, crap, I just woke up and can't type. Oh, I have that problem whether I've just woken up or not, and especially now. I can't type now. That's terrible. I can hunt and peck. I've never been a touch typist anyway, so now it's even worse. I used to be able to type pretty fast with both hands, but that's gone. I find myself, if I have to type, I turn to my cell phone and use the voice typing. Then all you have to do is go back and correct all the stupid misunderstandings. Tanya's here. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Yeah, we're talking about my meetup, I guess. Thomas, I will pick you up. Let's go. Oh, that would be great to have so many of you guys here. It would really be great. I know it's just too much travel, too expensive, too much hassle, unless you're within a reasonable driving distance of here. And I would say a couple hours at the most. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend just for lunch. If this was a big meeting, a key to Orlando or so, even that I don't go to anymore, but then I say, okay, there's a hotel, get a plane ticket, but it ends up costing you $1,000 or more. And then so many people, when they finally come to these things, are very disappointed. I don't think anybody's disappointed in our meetups because nobody's expected them to be anything more than what they are. A group of like-minded people getting together for lunch and getting a chance to meet, shake hands with some of the people who you become friends with. In that respect, they're great and well worth the effort to get here if you can just drive for an hour or two. I know we got a lot of carnivores living within an hour or two, even 3, from Melbourne, including South Florida. Jerry drives down from Jacksonville. A couple hours. Florida's a big state. The silence is me scrolling. Whoa. Kathy says, your new diet carb changes are extremely interesting. Please keep sharing changes on morning. I will. I haven't changed the carbs yet. You can't change 2 things at once. That's a problem with any experiment. If you change 2 things and you get a result, you don't know which of the 2 things you changed gave you the result. So you have to do the test over again anyway. You change one thing, but you can't just change it. I can't quit coffee at 9 a.m. and by 9:30 tell whether it works or not. You have to go through the withdrawal, caffeine withdrawal. I think I'm through that. It should take less than a week, but I'm on day 5, and today I feel better. I felt like crap for the past 3 days. But I can't change anything. And what am I going to do? Drink a cup of coffee to see if it makes me feel better? That doesn't help me get over it. We have to adapt. It takes time to adapt to anything. So I will. Believe me, I'm going to be talking about that a lot. And then when I get all done and I find out definitively what helped and what didn't, that doesn't guarantee that it'll do the same thing for you, unfortunately. That's why you need to listen to all these different people, but don't just blindly follow somebody's advice because they're considered knowledgeable. Nobody's got all the answers in this field because there is no one answer that's correct for everybody. We are all humans. Our basic metabolism is pretty much the same in all living things. But the adaptation to things in our environments that are different between one or other of us in our ancestry have made us, in a very small way, different. Even if our genetics, even if our genes are identical, the epigenetics makes us different. It's not as simple as saying, what's in your DNA? It's what the body does with the DNA that is responsible for almost all of the small changes. The 25,000 genes that we have that code for proteins are probably very similar to those of our human ancestors 2 million years ago, but our epigenetics have adapted over those 2 million years and changed wildly. It's a field of study that very few people talk about. They all talk about genes. That's because most people just it becomes too complicated when you start talking about. Just look it up, epigenetics. Look up what the definition of it is and how it works. It's a science of which genes are targeted for expression to make a protein and how they're unwrapped, basically, from the chromosome and exposed to the machinery that can duplicate them. Just because you have a gene doesn't mean it ever gets read by your physiology. And it is so fabulously complicated. Trying to figure out how to influence it or control it, I don't think we're anywhere close to that yet. So we basically still know very little about all of this. And that's why I don't think anybody can be the definitive authority. And the medical community that we have that's supposed to be the authority is still telling us to eat spinach and whole wheat bread. Mitch, how long will you keep up your no caffeine coffee going? I've heard it can take 3 weeks. Yes, it could, Peter. I don't even know if this morning it's because of the no caffeine or not that I feel a little better. It could be something else. It could be anything. It could be any of 10,000 things going on in my body. It could be something that has to do with the stroke recovery that has been taxing me dramatically. I imagine healing the brain is a very energy sapping affair. I don't miss the caffeine. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep doing it. I may never go back. Why would I think, unless I crash and burn now without the caffeine? In other words, I can't get out of bed. But if things keep going like they're going, I'm feeling much better today. I'm going to not introduce caffeine again. I don't think you need caffeine. Maybe even if it doesn't hurt you, you don't need it. I don't think you need it. There is no minimum daily requirement for caffeine. It is not an essential chemical. Peter, yeah, I agree with you. The back pain and knee pain, I had it all. I had it all. Arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, everything. Went away right away. I haven't had it since. Haven't had it since. That may be one of the reasons that I'm so afraid to buy into the carb cycling thing and thinking that might help. I'm thinking purely of energy in that respect. And the community of experts is completely divided on that. The books have been written about the necessity to carb cycle or flex or any of this other stuff. Rob Sybus swears by it. Bart Kay says it's nonsense. Both of those guys can be believable in most of the stuff that they say. Yes, Umira, the experiment is still on. I'm just starting to see a little bit of my energy coming back, which means that my body is starting to make a substance, whatever it is, that does the same thing in the energy pathways that the caffeine was substituting for. Because that's what happens. When you start adding something to your body that does the same thing as something is making, it doesn't need to make as much. When you cut that out, your body has to now start ramping up production of whatever it was that has stopped making or slowed down, and that doesn't happen overnight. And that's when you have the withdrawal symptoms. It's especially true with hard drugs. I haven't done a deep enough dive into it to learn exactly which chemicals, but I believe they're probably involved in the neurotransmitters in our brain. So, or some hormone or other. I don't do a lot of questions, but that's okay. That's okay. Brian Dish is here. Hi, Brian. How you doing? Good to see you. Deborah Wisegal. Hi, Deborah. Good morning. Have a great Sabbath. You too. You too. This is another thing that Lindsay had been talking about, having adverse reactions to something and it causing pain. And I can agree with that. I think that me and dairy don't get along real well. But I love ice cream. So that's the addiction talking. Rick, thank you, Rick. Great minds think alike. When I first expressed skepticism about those carnivore documentaries, you got my attention and extra respect. Yeah, this is nothing new. Nothing new at all. They're all out there. You want to watch a great movie, very informative, educational, will teach you a lot of things. Will actually take you to the Max Planck Institute in Germany, where they actually interview the guy who was one of the first in the field of the stable isotope analysis of ancient collagen, and the ability to tell from that what exactly that animal whose bone it was, or human, ate. We have that technology now. It's been around a while. I first heard about it in this movie that I watched, God knows what, 5-10 years ago. I don't remember when it came out. In Search of the Perfect Human Diet. No, it's not a carnivore video. It's more of a low-carb keto. It is a video from the protein power guys, Lawrence Cordain, paleo, that community from 10, 15, 20, I don't remember exactly how long ago, but the paleo community were the ones that were interviewed in this movie. All of the things they said still rings true today. Carnivore is an extension of that. Not everybody needs it. In Search of the Perfect Human Diet is probably one of the most widely viewed videos of its kind, and yet it changed nothing. They have a doctor from Utah that takes you for a walk through the supermarket and tells you exactly why everything is poison, and talks about the layout of the supermarket and how you got to shop the outside, the whole foods, the meats. And he doesn't poo-poo the produce, but he talks about how the rest of it is poison. It's a great documentary. If that was the only documentary we had on diet, that would be enough. If we could get everybody to see it, we can't get everybody to see it. That's the problem. You might have the answer to everything. If nobody listens to you, what good is it? Here's a big question. Must be a really important question. Curiosity. Mitch, what is written on the t-shirt you wore yesterday? Another of Diane's gifts, I'm pretty sure. It looks pretty nice on you. Basically, that t-shirt said, "This is my," and then it's a picture of a gorilla with a cigar coming out of his mouth, and on the bottom it says, "Cigar smoking shirt." Next time I'm wearing that shirt, I will make a point of standing up or whatever, or taking a whole shot of me and let you see it. It's a riot. The graphics on it are very, very funny. DS111 says we all have had almost no success in convincing others to try carnivore or even listen about it. And you're right, all that expense in making these movies to just say what's been said over and over and over again. Am I saying we shouldn't make any more documentaries? Maybe. What I'm saying is, it's going to take somebody with the money, the belief, and the influence, and the talent, and the connections, and the guts to make a documentary that basically says, everybody in the medical community is a thief and a horrible person, and they're killing you. Nobody wants to offend that many people in public. You become such an enemy that they go beyond canceling to get rid of you. And they have a lot of power and a lot of money, the entire medical community, pharma, food companies, agriculture. And that's who you're standing up against and declaring war on. And do you think that they're not above swatting the fly that's bothering them? You don't think that they might just figure it's easier just to get rid of you on this planet? If you think that, if you think they're holier than thou and that moral, they are sociopaths, these people. If they don't care about the suffering that they cause millions of people for their profits, they don't care about eliminating you if you try to get in their way. That's extreme, but it happens. It happens. It's a lot of what they show in these movies doesn't even go far enough to show what's true about what people will do. So we're talking about all this stuff. Yes, well, my 400-pound boss is not listening. And there's another one I call eating holiday at a resort with his mama. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So how old is your boss? If he's 95, let him do what he wants. Obviously, something's working. Most people that are that big will die in their 40s and 50s. Just look at the movies, look at the stars, look at the Hollywood stars that have died. Chris Farley's, all the comedians, John Panette, Louis Anderson. None of them made it to 50. You can't. And you can't talk to them because the only pleasure or the major pleasure they get out of life is from the addictive food. They're not willing to give it up. Their addiction won't let them. Gary says his wife and son can eat and drink anything they want. Yeah, there are people like that too. We're all, it's just a very small difference in epigenetics that causes that. Where some people can eat. But the thing about people like that, you'll find, is they don't eat one meal a day, starting it when they wake up and ending when they go to bed. The people that are skinny and can eat anything they want generally don't. That pisses you off. Because you say, they can eat anything they want, but they don't. It's the fact that they don't eat anything they want and don't eat constantly is because of the settings in some of their epigenetics. And it all probably has to do with dopamine release and reactions to sugars and starches. And it probably could have come from the fact, maybe, that most of their ancestral relatives going way back, never experienced severe long-term famine. Their ancestors may have come from a place where they had a relatively constant and stable food supply. Those people would not have become as addicted because the addiction was a method of survival back when the food was limited. All this factors into why everybody's different. They still have the same genes. They still code for the same proteins. But it may be somebody in their family's history or where they came from, where their entire family came from before the age of boats and jet planes, where most people were born, lived, and died within 10 or 20 miles of the same spot on the planet and generally in the same conditions regarding the environment and the food supply. Those people that did not need to survive long, cold winters, those people that pretty much had food consistently, their offspring are less likely to become addicts, and they're the people we hate today and want to shoot. The people that can virtually eat anything and stay skinny. Nice little lottery. Gary says, my son drinks 2 gallons of milk per week with all the peanut butter. Yeah, that's your son, Gary. Your son. Your son, come back and visit him when he's 60 years old. If he's still in the night, still doing that, the problems. That's the problem. We cannot look at young people and say, well, he's doing it. Why can't I do it? We can't look at kids. We can't look at young people. We can't look at 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds going on the sugar diet. It will catch up with them. It caught up with all of us and most of us today that are having a weight problem, diabetes problem, all these other things. If we think back to when we were 20, 25, so many of us were skinny and healthy, could eat anything we wanted. It will catch up to you. It is a slow poison. I get so sick and tired of these pretty young 17-year-old cheerleaders coming on to YouTube and telling me what I need to do to stay healthy. It's absurd. Absurd. They get more views than I do. Why? Because they're hot, young, female cheerleaders. That's why. That's what's really important. Doesn't matter what you got to say. How do you look? Oh, wow. I'm up at 9:07. Holy cow. I am running so far behind. Let me see. Let me just take a little look and see. Kevin says, Mitch, I agree. I may have missed some questions, but I want to start getting more current because I have a funny feeling that so many people that were here 45 minutes ago are now gone. Oh, I see these later comments are more commenting about what I've been talking about recently. Walmart Publix have pork rinds. I've still been buying the ones from Sam. Deborah Wisegal says I get the plain pork rinds at Dollar Tree, salt only. Ricky Lee sent me an email. Pork Kings. Amazon got Pork Kings. I think they're expensive, but I use their brand of the pork rind crumbs, but they have all these different flavors. And he sent me a link to Amazon to go look at the ranch ones, and I did, and I was not impressed by the ingredients list. I won't eat pork rinds unless they are fried in pork fat, their own fat, which these were. It's a seasoning. They got all kinds of milk solids, whey protein. Maybe they don't bother you, a lot of people. Maybe there's not enough of it. But when I don't like the flavored pork rinds. The big thing with pork rinds, as far as I'm concerned, is are they rendered in their own fat? And why they would want to render them in seed oils, you don't see that very often, but you do see it. You do see it. Ricky, just watch out for some of the ingredients they put in the flavorings. Are they going to kill you? I don't think so. I don't think so. Terry Sue. My husband inhaled a pork rind a few nights ago. I thought he was going to die. Yeah, let me tell you, I never will sit down. Sometimes I just eat a small bowl of pork rinds, have a little snack. I will never eat pork rinds unless I have water right there. Those things can become like cement if you eat too fast in your throat. And you got to wash them down. Honest to God, you got to wash them down. Never eat pork rinds unless you have some liquid there to wash them down fast. So Ricky is in his louder chat really dominating the conversation. Mitch, I tried those pork rinds and they're pretty good. Not perfect ingredients, but tasty. One thing about me, Ricky, the taste of anything ranch makes me want to throw up. I hate that smell and taste. Some in my makeup. I've always hated that smell and taste. I can't eat anything that has any kind of a vinegar taste. I just get so sick from that. I can't even stand the smell of that stuff. So I can't eat salad. I can't eat a salad if it has any dressing on it whatsoever. The taste of those dressings I find obnoxious. The smell of a hard-boiled egg will make me leave the room. So I'm not the guy to ask, is this good or not? Generally, if I can't stand it, it's usually something that the rest of the world thinks is a wonderful treat. Hey, CB, I see you're here. How you doing, CB Carmack? Good to see you. At any rate, I'm back about 20 minutes ago. we have a good conversation going on here today. A lot of different subjects on this Father's Day. I read somewhere, Terry Sue said, that caffeine helps carrying nutrients. Oh, crap. I am an ant. That's funny. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I don't know if that's true or not. Ricky Lee says if he doesn't have coffee by noon, he starts getting a slight headache. Wow. Well, that's understandable. If you're so used to the caffeine, and it becomes an integral part of your physiology, and to do without it, your body has to take up the slack again, and that takes time to readapt. Lori thinks it's the stroke recovery that's zapping Mitch's energy. I have no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But it makes it easier for me to see the different effects, because it's the difference between no energy or some energy than I had before the stroke, when I always had tremendous energy. So the stroke recovery saps so much of it that the difference between feeling bright, sharp, and awake and ready to almost pass out can be a very fine line. And that's where I've been living, on that fine line. And I want to know why. I can tell when my energy level gets depleted, I have dramatic effects from it. Much more noticeable now than they ever were. It's not just a matter of being a little tired. It's not having the ATP necessary to run the molecular motors in your muscle fibers. You can call that being sluggish, but it's so noticeable. You start dragging. I'll start dragging my leg when I don't do that now. I did that at first. You think you're picking your leg up off the ground to actually walk, and it goes nowhere because you don't have enough energy. You're running out of gas. That's the thing I'm trying to find out, why. And there's something. And then on the other hand, that just may be the normal way of a stroke recovery. How do I know? I've tried to talk to so many people who've had strokes and recovered, and they all say, well, I don't have the energy I used to, but that could mean anything. I'm talking about that fine line where your muscles don't want to move because you just run out of ATP. And if you understand what that is and how it works, you can understand that's like a car running out of gas. Doesn't matter in what kind of mechanical condition the car is in. It might be a brand new car, pristine, and everything may be running perfectly. But if you run out of gas, it's not going to work. So I'm at the point now where I'm trying to figure out, why am I running out of gas? Why is my supply in each cell in my body of ATP? Because each cell makes and supplies its own ATP. That's the energy that we use to make those little molecular motors move. And that's how our muscles contract and expand, by these little protein things that look like they have feet, traveling up and down microtubules, dragging something along with them. It doesn't just move for no reason. Somebody has to move it. That's what proteins are. Proteins can form molecular motors that translate energy into physical movement. That's how every muscle in our body works. When you start getting low on ATP, it could be, how many different causes can there be? Is it perhaps that we're not making enough of it? Well, that involves all the pathways of metabolism and cellular respiration. There is science behind all this, and we understand it. Well, all of us except the medical community seems to understand it. You like it the way I never miss an opportunity to take a swipe at the medical community. Anyway, I digress. I'm heading down a rabbit hole now. My thing now is trying to figure out, where's my energy going? What ATP I'm producing, what's using it up? Like electricity, you could have an inefficient motor or short circuit and use up much more energy than it would normally use. And I think that's why the stroke recovery saps so much energy, because the effort to reconnect and move a muscle like I used to takes 10 times the amount of ATP to accomplish the same amount of movement. So you tire very rapidly until there's enough connections reestablished with some part of your brain that it's running efficiently. You can give all kinds of analogies with cars. Sometimes if something goes wrong in a car, it belches smoke. It doesn't want to run. It uses 10 times as much gas to get there because something's broken or something's not working as smoothly and efficiently as it should, is hogging all the energy. Well, that's what happens to me. I know, because I used to exercise. I try to exercise that hard now. I never make it 2 minutes. All right. I have gotten back in that chat a half an hour ago. All right, let me run down this and see if I can find it. I know this is a strange way of doing it, but I hope by the time this ends, we've gotten to all the different subjects that have come up today. I think, let me take a second here. I think I got another coffee to thank somebody for. So let me. Yes, quite a few. Jerry Voitash, thank you already. Thank you. Tanya, Kitchen Witch, Mitch Decaf. It is Happy Father's Day. And a new admiration for your open-mindedness and experiments. Thank you so much, Tanya. I really appreciate that. Mark C. brought me 3 coffees. Happy Father's Day, Mitch, he says. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. And CB brought me a coffee. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, CB. Thank you all. Appreciate that. I have a few more sips of coffee left. And it is coming on 10 o'clock, but that's okay. That's okay. Let me just run through here and try to find the QQQs. Kathy says, what are you drinking now, Mitch? I'm drinking the McCafe K-Cup decaf that I get at Sam's Club. Tastes good. I think they put a touch of salt in it, which makes coffee taste better. But it's good. It's good tasting coffee. I've been doing some research on decaffeinated coffee lately, and without getting into the method of decaffeination and everything, I don't think that's as important as how much caffeine is left in it. And the consensus seems to be that decaffeinated coffee, the amount of caffeine is negligible. 2-3% the amount in a regular cup of coffee. And that if you only have 1 or 2 cups a day, I think we have to stop being so, dare I use the word, anal retentive about microscopic quantities of some of these things that we've been picking out on for our whole life. We can handle some of this stuff. We can't live in a steel box. Jerry likes the background. Thank you, Jerry. Question, Mitch, are your kids seeing you today, Father's Day? Well, that's a not a sore point, but I mean, my daughter is on the other side of the state, and her husband, his father's still living, and they have a Father's Day ritual that they've done. So she goes along with that. I stay out of that end of her family. I have nothing in common with him. Nice guy, but that's their thing. I respect my children enough to not have to be the main event every time. Let them have their own thing because they're married, they got their spouses, they got their kids, and I guess it goes up the ladder. But your father has to be most important, I think, and then grandfather comes next, and whatever. Well, at this point now, I doubt that I will hear from any of my grandkids. In fact, I can almost guarantee it. Happy Father's Day, Grandpa. It just won't happen. Not that they're bad kids. That had just common decency and courtesy is gone from the children of today. They are all self-centered, narcissistic, little know-it-alls. And if they weren't my grandkids, I would hate them as human beings. Is that a terrible thing to say? They could care less about their grandfather, never did. Never did. I can go into their house, and they walk right by and don't even say hello to me. So, it's nothing I ever did to them. It's just the way they are. I look at my son in disbelief, and he says, don't feel bad, I get the same treatment. Spoiled ass, rotten little kids that think they know it all and are the center of the universe. Now, that may be true about all children. May have been true about me when I was a kid. So I don't take it personally. As far as my kids go, I will probably hear by text from my children sometime today, Happy Father's Day, Pop. That's it. I heard from my sister this morning right away, Happy Father's Day. That's the thing. My sister never forgets these things. But I'm not her father either. But I'm from the generation that placed maybe a little more importance on the people in your life rather than the things that you own that are in your life. And those are the old days. The most important thing to these kids these days is their cell phone. Seriously. But that's all right. I mean, it goes the way it goes. It goes the way it goes. Did the cavemen have Father's Day? No. So that's a construct from the greeting card company. All these holidays are man-made excuses for us to feel obligated to spend money on something. I've always been cynical about that reality. And they just keep coming up with more and more of these holidays. This is National So-and-so month. This is National So-and-so day. Go out and buy your greeting cards. Take the person out to a restaurant. Celebrate. I think Father's Day should be every day. Either love and appreciate your father or you don't. I know my kids do. And I don't expect them to love me any more on Father's Day than any other day. My son texted me yesterday, and he said, hey, Pop, let's go out to lunch on Monday and celebrate Father's Day. And I said, totally, that's great. It's going to be a little road trip for me to go to the barbecue place. I haven't been there in months. My son buys me lunch. I'm going to look forward to it, and it's perfectly good enough for me. My kids each have their own family and their own kids, and they should be celebrating whatever they do with their family. Because anytime their kids want to do something with them, they should take advantage of it. Now, my granddaughter's away at college. I don't know if she's going to be here. I know my grandson has graduated college, so he's home now. So let them have their day. Maybe they'll take the boat out. So I don't need to be involved or even want to be involved in that. So that's a long answer to that question, and a little bit on my philosophy about the importance of some of these man-made holidays, and I don't take it personally. Did I expect breakfast in bed this morning? Fat chance. Okay. I think it's about time to start trying to figure out a way to wrap this up. People are starting to leave. You can only stand so much of me. Gemini asked the same question, which I just answered. Happy Father's Day, thank you. No, I will not see my kids today. Any more questions? It's just too much chat for me to get into each subject you guys are talking about. I like this. Sandy Blythe mentions our favorite cheerleader. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. One thing I can say about me is I'm not a cookie cutter YouTuber for sure. I doubt there's another carnivore YouTuber out there exactly like me. So as long as I got something a little different that you enjoy, we'll keep doing this. Kitchen Witch Tanya says, Mitch Fix, it's a real thing. I try to keep it focused on reality. Aunt P says, what Father's Day gifts have you received this year? None. I don't expect to receive Father's Day gifts. My son will probably bring me some cigars, and that'll be about it. My daughter may send me a little something. I don't know. I'll see. I don't expect gifts for these holidays. I just want to hear from my kids. We love you, Pop. That's all I need. Terry Sue says, I got my husband a hat with a donkey patch on the front that says ass. He'll probably wear it. I would wear one of those, although unfortunately I would be afraid and concerned that somebody might mean that I'm bragging about being a Democrat because there's a donkey on my hat, and you have to be careful these days. Be careful. Ricky Lee said, mention if you tried adding more salt, it works for me. Well, I know. There's no way in the world I want to try to add more salt. I salt everything I eat, and I take a crap load of salt in my electrolyte mix. So no, I'm getting plenty of salt. Plenty of salt. I'm pretty sure. I've always liked salty foods. My father always put salt on everything. Of course, everybody told him, you're killing yourself. Salt raises your blood pressure. All the misconceptions out there, all the misinformation. The salt thing is one of them. So what do they do today in all the hospitals? Put you on a low salt, low sodium diet, low fat, low sodium diet. Two things that'll kill you faster than anything else over long term is limiting the amount of salt you eat and the amount of fat you eat. Brilliant. Brilliant. Everybody's asking me if my kids are seeing me today. No, they're going to spend a day with their kids. And Florida, Mitch, how about getting your B12 level checked? I have had my I get it once a year. My B12 level is off the frigging charts. I mean, when I say off the charts, I mean as high as it could possibly be without being too high. B12 is not my problem. I don't think anybody eating the amount of meat that I eat could have a B12 problem. D3 is another story. My D3 was at the bottom of the chart until I started taking this supplement. But no, my vitamins, my fat-soluble vitamins, with my high cholesterol, excuse me, I hate to say high cholesterol because it's not cholesterol, it's high. It's LDL, it's high. It's just not cholesterol. Saying when your LDL is high that you have high cholesterol is absurd and stupid and uninformed and ignorant and brainwashed. And we've been used to hearing it that way so long that we even say it, and I even say it, my cholesterol. I don't have any goddamn idea how much cholesterol is in that LDL. How do I know? Nobody can measure it. They can only guess. They weigh the LDL and they guess. Well, on the average, a certain percentage of what's in of the cargo of LDL is cholesterol, along with vitamin B12, all the fat-soluble vitamins, triglycerides, and everything else that's carried in low-density lipoproteins. That's why I think all this stuff is it's hoodoo, it's black magic. Nobody measures the amount of cholesterol. So if my LDL is very high, it could mean or be because I'm moving around a lot of the fat-soluble vitamins too. I might have low cholesterol and high LDL. Who knows? Who knows? I can't find a test that'll tell me. When they say LDL-C, that's an estimate. LDL cholesterol, it's an estimate of how much of what's in your LDL is cholesterol. I guess they have formulas for that. Nobody understands this stuff. I couldn't find a doctor that understood this stuff during my 3.5 weeks in the hospital. These guys are as ignorant as Joe Schmo on the street about this. He just believes what he heard on TV. Question, Mitch, are you still using vibration? Yes. What do you mean you don't see it on my Amazon pages? Why not? Where did it go? Hang on a second. Let me just put it on there. The vibration plate. Yes, I'm using it about every other day I get on the thing. Because that does sap your energy. That does, believe me, it's a workout. Exercise equipment. There it is, right there. So exercise equipment and scale, AXV vibration plate, and it takes you to this page on Amazon. It is $89 right now. So, and I made a mistake. It's $89 with that includes the $10 off coupon. It's automatically applied. So yeah, it's still there. It's under the exercise equipment thing. There's a lot of stuff on that page. Speaking of that page, use it, guys. All the stuff I use, all the different foodstuffs, the stuff that I buy cooking utensils. It's on there. If you decide you want to buy them and you buy them through my link, doesn't cost you anything. But Amazon actually pays me a small commission. So I appreciate it. And if you buy something else from Amazon after you've gone, even if you don't buy what you went through on my link, as long as you have opened the browser to Amazon from one of my links, they pay me for everything you buy after that until you close the browser window. I appreciate that. I don't. People don't go out of their way to do it, but it's funny to see. I'd rather if I have a way to make a little money at this, it doesn't cost anybody anything. I appreciate it. Love the coffees. But the Amazon is a way that won't cost you anything, and you can help me out if you want to. And if you don't want to help me and think I'm some rich old fart that's lying to you, that's okay too. I love you all. No, thank you. No, thank you. Did you not hear me talk about my second ex-wife who just died the other day? Maybe not. If you did, and you heard me talk about that, you understand why I'm PTSD when it comes to being in any relationships. Sorry. No Russian mail order brides for me. Okay, now we're talking about the greeting cards. I'm managing to pick out a few questions here as I go. Here's one from A and B. Mitch, have a Father's Day group hug from us, Mitch. Thank you. That means a lot to me, B. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's not true, Terry Sue. I'm very fond of hugs. I'm nothing against hugs. And a kiss on the cheek, too. Yep, that's all right. I am not. I love shows of affection and everything. If that's all there was to a relationship, I would be longing to have one. But all of life's complications, God forbid, mental illness, baggage, such as children and all of their problems, pets and their problems, politics, and the differences I've been there too many times, and I enjoy the peace. I enjoy the peace of the solitude that I now have. Many people enjoy it. I've had a full life. I've experienced almost everything life has to offer. None of it met expectations. Really. I did it. I got to the bottom of the chat. Oh, man, I've been keeping up with this chat on the screen, letting it scroll. But I just went through it in the chat that I see on my StreamYard. And Terry Sue says, hugs for Mitch. Give a hug, get you a hug too. I'm a hugger. I hug people. You come to one of my meetups, you'll see. My Filipino daughter in-law is a vegan. Have you noticed that most Filipinos are not in the greatest shape? Not in the greatest shape. So everybody, Jerry Voiters, thanks for another great live stream. Mitch, everyone, have an enjoyable Sunday. Happy Father's Day to the dads. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jerry. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a little happy music here. And it's time to call it a day. almost 2 hours. Good stream, guys. Good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed it. I got a chance to rant a little, get involved in some of the conversations. I think I found every one of the questions with the cues. So I'm proud of myself. I will see all of you Tuesday morning again. May put out a video. I haven't made it yet, but we'll see. Probably, if I do, probably tomorrow. I like to release the videos on the days when I do not have a live stream. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a cooking video. So maybe I'll make a video about those frozen burger patties and how good I found them and convenient. The only problem I have with them, Jerry, is they're frozen together. I got to come up with a good way of, without destroying my countertops, slamming them down there to break them apart. I think I discovered that I can use a metal spatula and pop them apart. But that's the only problem. And if I do make a video about them, that'll probably be one of the main points of the video. How the hell do you get these things unstuck from each other? One person said just cook them stuck together. No, you can't do that. I tried that and they came out raw on the inside. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you. And I enjoyed it. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the Father's Day wishes. And with that note, my friends, I will tell you all, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.